Making Dylan heat drum. Go on ahead and scooch up, brother. Oh, yeah, there's the scooch. Welcome back to another episode of Mike and Dylan Hate Drama, where, I don't know, we talk about things. It's a podcast.
It's the best podcast
ever. It is one of the podcasts of all time.
It is one of the.
Yep. One of the. And it is emotional.
Sometimes.
You know, it'll make you cry. It'll make you angry.
Makes me cry.
It'll make you horny. I like to think that we are just, I don't know, an all-encompassing podcast.
See, all but the last one, I felt all the feelings, but this podcast has not made me horny yet.
Not made you horny yet? That's crazy because now we're like sitting in front of each other. I'm horny all the time.
Just half chub.
Yeah, you get a little bit emotional, and my side of the table rises up like 6 inches. So we had the award ceremony for our short film. And it's so cringy, bro. Because I don't like, the whole time I didn't want to watch me act, you know? And I hated watching me up there because there was one where I said a double negative. And remember, I could not get over that. I could not get over the double negative I said. And we won Best Supporting Actor, which is crazy because...
Not we, you won.
The film won. The film won. Best Supporting Actor, and Dylan's baffled because he's like, well, you're the lead actor. And I was like, listen, I wasn't good enough to win lead actor, so they were like, we'll just put him in the supporting actor category.
It's the only thing that made us get to the best of, so.
Wow. That's honestly...
We weren't going to win on cinematography because they were all locked off shots, and even if they were decently shot, they were not anything interesting, so... We weren't winning in that, and editing, we crushed it on editing for what we were doing, but it was...
I think next time, if we have a skeleton crew like that, it's a one-person movie, you know? Maybe I'm receiving some phone calls and talking on a phone to a person who's not there. I think that would have been... So you get some shots of, like, the hallway and stuff, and then in the office, and I don't know.
You'd think after 2 years of us working together, you'd know how to run some of the camera equipment.
That's different. That's different, bro. I could teach you comedy way before I could teach. That's what's so funny about, like, especially comedy acting, bro, is it's not hard.
I think the biggest thing that I've learned, and it's not that I'm good yet, but it's, for one thing, it's repetitions. Like, it's doing it. One of the reasons why I think you're so good at it is because literally you did it every day. Every day you came up with a new one for years.
Right.
And so, like, you put in a fuck ton of reps. And then the other thing is to not so much think about it, to just be it. And that's hard to do for somebody that's never done it, but it's legitimately be your character. And that's not like method acting. You have to act like this asshole for, you know, the months that you film it. But, like, in the moment, you got to be that person.
Right. So me and Dylan are we're going forward on working on a movie, and in that movie, during the shooting days, you're gonna have to be a Catholic priest, bro. You're gonna have to. Okay, so you're gonna have to wake up.
I already started trying to get, like, I don't have the collar or anything, but
you're gonna have to wake up. You're gonna have to go outside. You're gonna find a random 6-year-old boy running down the road, and that is your what is it, choir boy?
That's who they're alleged to have.
Yeah, when we thought of the movie, I already started practicing. So, and no, Mike can't go on a pyre because this is for acting. Okay, this
method
is
acting.
Right. Yeah, it's like exactly when Jared Leto sent dead rats and pigs and used condoms to his co-stars because he was trying to get into the mind of the Joker. God, that's so corny.
I forgot which actor was talking about it, but they were saying, like, one of the big names in, like, that does method acting, they don't, like, it's not like Jared Leto or Jim Carrey when he did Man on the Moon and stuff like that. It's more
when he
so
was Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, but it's like he was saying that, like, one of the best ones that he's ever seen, they stayed in character. Like, they talked the same, their mannerisms were the same, all that was the same, but they were still there, and, like, they still talk to you like, oh, how's the kids, blah 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 blah. They just did it
and through their character.
In their character.
That, my friends, is my boy Daniel Day-Lewis that you're talking about.
And that makes sense.
Right.
Like that's cool. But like when you have to become a fucking shit stain because you're playing a shit stain character, no, you don't just get a pass on that.
Yeah, that's the goofiest thing in the world. That is like on the Clever Sykes thing, I would stay with Clever Sykes' voice because it's hard to like go in and out of it. And yeah, there's no, if you're playing like a dick, you don't need to be a dick to people on set. Like you ain't got to do that. Daniel Day-Lewis played a wheelchair character, so he literally sat in a wheelchair for a month. I don't know if you need to do all that, man. I don't know if you need to do all that. I hope he won an Oscar for that. He's won a couple of them, so I don't think that you need to sit in the wheelchair for a month. Maybe for like a week or so before filming, I guess, but a month.
I just want us to get like a daytime Emmy or something, like so we.
But you can do that for the pod. We could do that for the podcast.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Is like we just Emmy. We don't even have to win it. We could just say Emmy nominated.
Because that's it. Yeah, you don't say daytime Emmy nominated. That's the funniest thing. Because we know some people out there in that space that have won daytime Emmys, and in their bio it's just like Emmy nominated, and like Emmy nominated,
or Emmy award winning.
Yeah, Emmy award winning. There you go.
I mean, if you're nominated, you can still just put that in there.
Yeah,
like
Emmy nominated, and it just sounds really good. There needs to be a daytime Oscar award. Oscar award winning. It's like, oh fuck, you won
for the best
won a daytime Oscar.
TikTok short skit.
Oh, I would never win that.
I don't know. Well, we could win for I still love the country boy and the cop. That's one of my favorites.
That one is so good. We should have. I mean, when me and Dylan, very early into our relationship, we were thinking about making a movie, and we just never pulled the trigger on it. And I think that was the path to go.
Now we just got to pick up the torch and run it again.
Do
you know rich people that want to invest in movies?
That's all that, right?
MikeandDylan.com. MikeandDylan.com.
It's like, if I know a rich guy, I'll be bringing up the movies, you know what I'm saying? In mid-conversation. I think the funniest part too is just because that's not what I'm thinking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like, oh, we need to get investors and stuff like that. Is I just talk about it because for the love of it. And then they're just like, fuck, you guys looking for investors? And then I'm just like, well, now I'm scared of this conversation. Now I don't want to have this conversation anymore. Well, it's about the love and the comedy. Love and the comedy. Yeah. Can you do it for $100,000? I can make something. I can make something for you. The worst part about it too is even if we fucked around and got $500,000 for a movie, we broke the whole time we're shooting it. The whole time, you can't just take the money out of the $500,000. So I just want to get something out there. I think what we should do though is we should put it on like a free streaming platform though.
What, the movie? Yeah.
Like if we can get it on like Tubi or something like that. And that way, just because, it being like our first at bat for a movie, and it's a comedy movie. It has comedy elements, which people get real lax on if they're shooting fuck ups, continuity errors, shit like that. So that's why that's a great movie. You don't have a lot of budget. You ain't got a lot of time for doing, reshots, retakes. We come back and film another day because we have the budget to do that. It's kind of like, we got the budget to shoot it all today. We got everything planned out. So we're going to start and we're going to try to get it done 2 days max. I just think that is a really good route to go.
Yeah, we got friends in our film group that they did a feature in 3 days. I'm like, how did you do that? I would like more time than that, personally, but
it's definitely going to be a one location. Technically, it's a multi-location, except for you own the location, so that's good. So we have all the time in the world for whatever takes place in the studio, and then the location where the main meat and potatoes of the whole thing is, which I actually like. So how it is locked off shots, but what I was thinking about is, I can't talk about it. I'll explain to you after. Look, see, I was already ready. I was already ready to just be like, oh, I'm not on a podcast. I'm in a conversation.
The funny thing is the dark episode that I forgot to roll that camera. and so we had no audio for. Mike went through the whole thing.
What do you mean the whole thing?
Or was that? No, that was a different movie.
That was a different movie. Yeah, that was a different movie. We talked about this movie but that movie's radically changed now, and actually got it pretty well mapped out.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious.
I did good though, man, with the plot line for how it's supposed to go.
I'm just glad you gave me a concession in there. Hopefully, it makes it to the end.
I think it will. And it's just planning it out and fucking, because you could say, hey, this is how the story's going to go. And then when you're in the dialogue, you're like, fuck,
How do we get from there to there?
This would be really cool, or this would be really cool, or, but yeah, man, I just want to get something out there.
Yeah. So with the 48 though, there was a film in there that I feel like got passed over.
Got robbed. They got robbed.
Yeah. If you know film, like one take shots where there's no cuts. I mean, it's what is the movie? 1917 or what's the movie? It's like one of the world wars, and it's supposed to be. It makes it look like it's a one take the whole way through.
Oh, 1918 or whatever. The one about the young boy.
Yeah, with the soldier that runs.
Yeah.
It's
19. It's 19 something.
Yeah, but
1914 feels good.
I want to say it was 17,
hey, Jamie, pull that up. Pull up that war movie.
Okay, working on it. But that movie was shot in a way that they could hide cuts based upon like where they were going in and out of rooms and different things like that. But somebody did a legit one take for the whole short film. I'm not sure how long their runtime for their movie was, but you have between 4 and 7 minutes. And I want to say they were probably in the 5 or 6 minute range. And
1917.
Feels like I'm talking to my wife. No, you're wrong. Okay. Look it up.
Did you say 1917?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But somebody did one of those for the 48 and they executed it awesome. Like there's only one part and they didn't like it either. There's like a scene where the main character sees his younger self getting beat up by his dad, and like that little fight scene wasn't like super believable. But
it's a 48-hour film festival, dude.
And it's a one take. And so like you're not just going to reset. Like, I mean, you will, but they basically shot, I think, 8 full takes, and then they picked the best one out of them. And that was one thing that they didn't like about it either, just because it didn't sell as well. But other than that, there's like no acting mess ups or anything. Like it's executed perfectly, and they won a lot of awards, but the fact that they didn't make it the city winner, I was like, what are we doing here? Like, are we not going on merits?
Yeah, it got robbed.
But yeah, I mean, the one that won, if the one take wasn't in there, I'd agree. It was a great film. It was funny. It was hit all the marks. Like,
what was their genre?
I can't remember. It was, I think, maybe something around like futuristic or something like that, and so it was playing off of the AI voice assistant, and it was great. Like it was a good film, but when it's stacked up against a one take 48-hour film, like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's each their own. I don't give a fuck. If we had a crew, we'd have fucking waffle stomped everybody. Which ours, once again, locked off shots. No cinematography, or no. There's no composition in it at all. No music.
There's composition. Oh, you're talking about music. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna add that before we release it out to the patrons or whatever.
What music? Why?
Just to make it better.
Just release it as it was. That was our take at it. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to polish up the take after it's been tooked.
A little zest on it.
People are gonna see that and they're gonna be like, "Fuck, how did Mike win anything for that?" When I watched it back, man, like I can watch me comedic act way better, but just being out in the field too, and you're also working with, 3 other people, getting them to act, and Taylor, 3 other people getting them to act. Taylor came in at the very end. So
she wasn't even written in there originally, was she?
No, because we was like, oh, Taylor's a girl, so we had to fix that kind of day of. I mean, it's whatever. I don't think
everybody else loved it.
I mean, I'm not saying it's a shit job. I'm saying I said, the double negative. I would never.
And then fuck that shit. Fuck that shit.
God damn it. Oh, fuck me. But look, whatever.
I thought you did great, but to each their own.
To each their own, man. To each their own.
All the girls were falling in love with Jules.
Oh, really?
They love her character. They thought she was a badass and
she knocked it out of the park, though.
Yeah, no, she crushed it.
Yeah.
I think we all did.
Yeah, fuck. I told y'all that. God, I was like, wow, y'all fucking. I thought we were going to win, and then I started looking up winners for the 48-hour film festival, and I was like, fuck, we just shot a locked off shot. That's like there. I get it, kind of, but I don't know. Ours is like a scene in a movie where other people, besides like the one take where it's like going through his life and everything like that. A lot of them are like fucking YouTube videos, skits, like just. Technically not even movies. Ours was technically not a movie. Ours was like a scene in a movie. So I can look back and say I know all the mistakes we made and why we didn't win. And that's what's cool about us too, is like we can be like, yeah, we know why. We knew why before we didn't win. Yeah. We knew why we weren't going to win. But that's what's good too, man. And in Game of Thrones, Tywin Lannister says a good king knows what he knows and he knows what he doesn't. And I think that's a really good fucking thing. And it's just,
How can you know what you don't know? You can know that you don't.
That's like you saying you should, run a camera. If somebody asks me about a camera, I'm like, I got a friend I could call right now if you just let me. It's like, no, I want your take. No, I got a friend. Dylan, this person wants to know about a camera. And that's what's good about it too. But that's also why making connections and shit is good too, because then we're learning from people, and it doesn't matter if you think you're more creative or you could put together a better thing. If someone's had multiple cracks at something, they just have that in-field experience that is like, invaluable. So I definitely think when we're doing this movie, we do bring in, another team or whatever that, wants to work with us, kind of collaborative effort. Whether we pay them, their salary or what, we do fucking a part of the film. I don't give a fuck. That's the thing too about, and I understand we're a business and all this stuff. I just want to make a movie. I can make a movie and not make a goddamn dime off of it. But if people are like, man, that was a funny fucking movie.
The biggest thing that I learned from this process though, was we did not plan good enough. We thought that we were going to have people. We thought that like all of it was kind of going to fall into place. And then like the week of, I was like, hey, are you all going to come out? And it's like, nope. And so I was like, fuck.
Like a lot of these,
should have locked all that down.
A lot of these, when they're doing the 48-hour film festival, they're like, all right, we got a location. Whatever it is, this is our location. Me and Dylan didn't have that. We didn't have people. We didn't have nothing. It was just,
we didn't have a location till we got in the car to leave. Like that's when we got our location locked in.
Yeah. 2 hours before shooting, that's when we got our location. So, now here's the thing though. I don't think we're ever going to redeem ourselves on the 48-hour film challenge.
What do you mean?
I don't think we're going to redeem ourselves. I don't think next year we enter it.
I do.
Nah. I think we're going to be competing with the big boys next year. Competing with the big boys next year at the Razzies. Razzies are for the worst films.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. But look, you're competing against blockbuster movies at the Razzies. So if you can make something that's that egregious, Daddy, would you like some sausages? Daddy, would you like some sausage?
Tom
Green.
Tom Green, yeah.
I remember watching that movie when I was a kid, and I was just like, I don't know what I just watched. And I'm a kid.
I was high when I watched it. So
what? There had to be several times you just paused and was like, "Whoa, what's happening?"
Yeah, I only watched it the one time.
Like when dude breaks his leg. Oh no!
That's about the only part that I remember is, Daddy, would you like some sausage? Daddy,
you don't remember the
like
skateboard scene where the dude breaks his leg, his bone comes out of his leg, and fucking he gets down there and is like, oh, starts licking his fucking bone.
I think my memory is fucked from how much weed I smoked as a
I think he just wanted to forget that movie. A lot of people do enjoy that movie, which is why I was like, we should have just went ahead and made the film.
I think the biggest role I remember him from, other than his TV show, was Road Trip with the mouse, and he's like, mouse is like playing on his tongue.
Yeah. Road Trip was a crazy one. That was the one with the big cheetah panties. I remember that one. Look, I bet the process of making that film had to be so goddamn fun. It had to be real fun. It just feels like it would be fun.
Yeah. It was a fun movie. Wasn't necessarily a great movie, but it was a fun
That's what we're making. We're not making a great movie. We're not going to make a masterpiece.
Well, I think that's the I'm not going to be able to remember his name now. Mallrats and Dogma and all that.
Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what. No, as soon as you say I can't, don't start it like that.
Well, that's why I started listing some other things so that I could.
Because my brain just starts it starts going dead.
But that's what he said. He's like, I don't make the best movies. I make fun movies, and people enjoy being on set. It's a fun thing to do. Like, I don't need 400 takes to make sure that we get it right. Like, if it's good enough, we'll move on. And like that's ultimately kind of where I want to be at too, is like, I don't expect it to be, competing with Christopher Nolan or anything like that. Like it's just like that was a fun movie for the people that acted and participated and filmed it. And then also for the people that watch it. That was fun. It's a good movie.
I think we could do a good enough job where our hat's in the ring. And that might be ignorant belief. That might be ignorant belief, but I believe that we could do a good enough job where it's like, people know that they're working on something else now. So
we'll see if we win the city. So say we do Greensboro or Charlotte next year, we get to go to Filmapalooza, which is like all the films around the world that were created. And then you get to go to that.
I get that. But here's the thing. Okay. Here's the thing. And this is what I tried to, I have a better way of explaining when we had that conversation out there at that truck. Okay. I don't care about impressing people, judges at a 48-hour film festival. I don't care about impressing people at a Filmapalooza.
It's not about that. It's about the people that you meet. It's the connections that you build.
I get that.
Hey, hold up one second. I've never tried to impress anybody. Like, that's the whole thing, is like, that's not my goal in any of this.
And no, I wasn't saying that.
My thing is that the people that you meet in those circles, because I did meet 15 or 20 people from all these films. These are now people that I've had conversations with, that if I need something, if I can, build that connection.
Bro, that is the funniest way to put it, though.
What?
Because, God, man, it's short. It can never be a movie.
Well, yeah, they can. That's ultimately what shorts used to be.
No, I had an idea of a little skit.
I was going to say, well, that's something that me and you have argued about before, is you're like, I don't want to do shorts. I want to do features. And I was like, a lot of people do shorts as like conceptual things and then make features out of them. But
I never said that I didn't want to do. I want to do shorts.
Well, you've argued with me about it before, about like not wanting, when I think it was probably 5 or 6 months ago when we talked about doing some other things. You weren't wanting to do shorts. You were wanting to figure out how to do a feature and skip the shorts route. And that's what I was talking about, going around to festivals and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Kind of like the ladder route, climbing up to wherever you got to be. Yeah. But no, I was thinking about meeting people in a very professional setting and like getting all them connects. And it's just like, hey man, my mom's in the hospital. I need like $60.
I'm on my way and I need some gas. Right? So can you fill up my tank?
Start bumming from them immediately. That's fucking hilarious. I just think that I get it, making connections and everything like that, but I also think, and I just think that we do, me and you putting something together is going to be good. So, and I just think getting that in front of people will also bring connections, and I think the connections that we originally kind of need are a lot different from, well, it's hard because comedy is in such a weird place in the movie world, where if you're not doing a 48-hour film challenge, nobody's fucking hitting in that genre a lot, you know? Nobody's putting a lot of effort into comedy. And I think that's why it's right for the picking, man. Look, we got to get something out there. It's not going to be the highest budget thing. It'll look like a movie. Good. It might not have great special effects. We could carry it with the weight of just like the story, I guess, and jokes and stuff. And that's a good thing about comedy is you can carry it with the weight of comedy. So we don't have to have, because I was thinking about the film that we have planned, and we do have to make it bounce a lot in between the kind of transitions that we thought of, because we do have a low budget. If we're shooting in a singular place, the only thing we can't do during the movie is have it stagnate. So my thought is, as long as it's over 70 minutes, I'm fine. As long as it's over 70 minutes, like if we get
that
to
includes
like
credits too.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, as long as it's over 70 minutes, I am okay. Because I just want from the time they start watching to the time they watch. If it's only an hour and 10 minutes, an hour and 5 minutes, I want them to be like, fuck. That was good. There's no reason we got a low, we have a low budget. There's no reason to drag that shit out any longer than it needs to be. If it progresses fast, heats up quickly, I mean, you're 35 minutes into it and it's already, kicking up. That's why I just don't get a lot of series and a lot of TV shows making shit 2+ hours long of just, I mean, if the film needs it, yeah, cool, do it.
Yeah.
If it doesn't need it, don't fucking do it. Because people will be like, oh, fuck yeah, 2.5 hour episode of Game of Thrones. And then, it shows every single character reaction of them walking through a burned down village. Just, oh my God, taking it all in. That's the last episode of Game of Thrones, by the way. A majority of the screen time is just every single person just walking through burned down King's Landing. Just every single reaction. You don't need that.
Well, see, that's one thing that annoys me about shows, kind of like where Stranger Things is at, where everybody's like splintered off. And so now you got like 15 stories that you're keeping up with all at the same time. And it's like, fuck, I haven't seen them in 3 episodes. What are they doing? And it's just like constant, like dragging out the story so much more than it really needs to be because, you splintered all the characters off into their own stories.
Like, definitely as a series, you want to do it 1 or 2 times, but you don't want 5 fucking stories going on. Let's think during the third season, the easiest one to think about. We had Hopper and Joyce, and then you had Mike. Who was Mike with? Because you had Dustin and Steve. They were in the mall, and then
Elle and Max were off
together. And then Mike and Lucas. What was Dustin doing? Dustin was fucking with this. Oh, he was with Steve. I already said that. Yeah. So yeah, you just had like, you don't need to split off that many times. And I get, there is the whole like coming together part and it kind of builds up and everything like that. But it's just.
Well, that didn't even include Nancy and
Jonathan. Yeah. Nancy and Jonathan were split off in there.
But then you had Billy. So like, I mean, you had like all these, and then so the mom was in it too because she had her own little fling with Billy going on.
I think that lasted 2 episodes. But yeah, just splitting it off in 900 different directions, 900. You don't have to do that.
Well, that's the thing though, is it feels like they do try to broaden it. Like in season 4, all the ending episodes were like 2 hours long. Like
Game of Thrones is a very like politically based. It's not for the first 5 seasons. I mean, it's like just like a very political, words have meanings, very slow burn, and it's good. It's good because they have it like that, and you can have 6, 7 different storylines going on at once because it's a big expanse place. The story is moving at a snail's pace, and it's good in that genre. But when you have something where you're like, all right, this is just entertainment. Like you're supposed to have fun. Stranger Things ain't a drama, man. I'm not watching that looking for the twists and the turns, Season 1 did really well on that, which is crazy because 2 storylines going on? Their best,
I mean, the kids and
best, most dramatic fucking season. There's 2 storylines going on. You have Nancy's too, but I think you have the least amount of storylines going on, and it's the best one. There's so many twists and turns, but that way too, when you branch off into like 3 routes, it's once again making an hour and 10-minute movie opposed to a 2-hour movie. You could put all the entertainment in that instead of dragging it out. In three different stories, you could have a whole bunch of fucking just good shit happening instead of 5 where
Well, I think the advantage now is that since it's like a lot of streaming platforms are ad supported, or if you were on TV, legit, it's ad supported, and so the more you can stretch out the story, the more ads technically overall are getting given, and so
I'm gonna tell you what, Stranger Things season 4 would not have made it in a world of television watching weekly. It just would not have, and that's because I'm sorry. I've watched Stranger Things has a special place in my heart because it's the first TV show that I watched with my daughter. So that's crazy too because she was a baby when this shit came out. But rewatching season 4, it plods, man. It's just so fucking slow. It's so slow, and there's scenes that don't move the plot forward. When you have a scene in a show, it is to move the plot forward or character development. Guess what? All the characters are developed. We need to move this goddamn plot forward, okay? We need to move the plot forward because when you think of Vecna, 1, what character building do you need to do for a character that you're not going to reveal? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, he cares about 11. You think he cares about 11? Move the plot forward because that's not something you have to build on. You're not building on backstory or anything like that. The Vecna's backstory and Freddy Krueger's child's backstory, I can't remember all the names right now. That is a narrated story being told, which means you're moving the plot forward. Okay, that's good. I like that. But they just don't include scenes where it's like I'm watching this and it does nothing, because that's what makes it feel like it drags ass and stuff. And that's why when they say every episode of season 5 is going to be 2 hours long, and people are like, oh fuck yeah, 2 hours of the show that I love. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. You're gonna get. They could look. I'm gonna say that they've done it before. They've kept the series interesting enough. Do I think they can go out with a bang? Yes. Is it way too much time? I do think so, because the way they really had everything and kind of just at the end of season 4, you have everything solved. They could have made the last season 4 2-hour-long episodes and just had it fucking, you know how much shit you could fit into 8 hours of film? 8 hours of just shooting something? I don't know.
Well, yeah, that, or really, I feel like you could wrap it up in an episode or 2. Really, it could just be a big all-out fight, and then it
2-3
it
hour
could have
episodes.
just been an extended 4th season ultimately, because they have came to the pinnacle of this is the story. So this is the climax right here, that we were just hitting, and then now it's
13 months later.
Yeah,
that's the ashes falling from the sky. That's what.
Now Vecna went and took a nap, and his naps are kind of long.
He had a rest to get his power up. Now they got to build an army. That's what it's going to be about, building an army. And I don't know.
I love the show. It's just one of those things where I've seen it happen again and again with series. It's like, how can we just stretch this out for longer? Oh, we need another season, so let's make this the end right here, and then we'll just stretch the whole rest of the story out for another full season. And it didn't have to be that. But,
Breaking Bad did it.
well, every series. That's why I love Ozark so much, because I feel like they got in the story. They had a couple different cataclysmic moments, where oh, they ran into this person, and then okay, they solved that, now they ran into this and they ran into that, but then once it all kind of came to a head, they're like, okay, we're done, and then sent it off. And I feel like it was the best, other than one moot point, but it was done really well.
With Breaking Bad, how do you feel about Todd and the Nazis? Because to me, they're the least
capable villains.
When you think of who should have killed Frank or who should have killed Hank and all of that stuff, I'm just it feels unnecessary. I think, and this is what I think that the last season should have been like Walt on top, and Walt's got like a major deal going on, and he thinks he's getting attacked by like, you can have the Nazis in there as like he thinks like this is the antagonist, but I think the primary focus of season 5 should have been like Walt is his own, like he is the antagonist.
He's the kingpin.
Yep, he's the kingpin. Because I think doing something like a deal, or he's getting a bunch of polythane something, and then to have fucking Hank and the DEA bust in, and then like he kill Hank. Just from like him like going like super fucking, he thinks he's getting attacked by the Nazis. He's got everything figured out. He knows it's his plan. It's going to work. I think that would have been a better route to go than, in a fucking season building up these guys to be the worst thing we've ever dealt with, which Gus Fring literally had so many different like connections and all this fucking money and shit like that. And he got beat by some dudes from a trailer park. Literally got beat by some dudes from a trailer park that would not be rich unless they stole his barrels of money. And I get it. Like, he would have never befriended them and all this stuff if he wasn't trying to build his own thing.
What are you talking about? Gus got taken out by Walt. So
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
You're talking about Walt.
Yeah. Imagine getting killed by, what's Todd's uncle's name? I'm fucking head Nazi. But imagine Hank getting killed by head Nazi, surviving Gus, surviving the twins, all this stuff, taken out by him.
Yeah, the cartel would definitely have been the person to take out a DEA.
The scariest one. I felt like that's the crescendo. Like that is, after you've taken out the biggest drug organization in the world, I think it's time for like, hey, now I'm the guy. He feels all the power and shit like that. And it's like, he is the antagonist he's the antagonist of the whole goddamn show.
Maybe it was just a setup for the Jesse movie.
I don't know. Once again, they're thinking about twists and spinoffs and shit like that. I do enjoy a reality where Jesse kills Walt. I enjoy a reality where, I
would have been cool with Hank taking out Walt.
I think that's hindsight, with him dying though. Because then if he takes out Walt, he never dies. And I mean, that is a big moment in the show. And it is Walter's fault that Hank dies. It's his direct fault that he dies. But I think that, kind of either you use that big monumental death for like, we're talking about, I understand he is like mega maniacal at this point, whatever. Cool. But I think he should have had that moment where he is on top. Like he is the guy instead of for half of an episode where you think he's the guy because you're goddamn right. And then everything falls apart. Like, ooh, cool. Glad we got that. For someone to have taken out Gus Fring, someone who took out the cartel, I think we should have just had that moment where he is on top, and then the Frank Walter thing comes to a head because of him just being, that power. He needed to kind of directly do it. Like he could feel the shame of being it was my fault that he died. I wanted him to be the reason Hank died. Like, and I thought that's what it was going to lead to, but.
Yeah, I think the Nazis were kind of a lackluster. Because honestly, they're not like big kingpins. Like they are regional little dinky guys, but
little, like literally like Todd's like, I have an uncle from that's that's the thing in my mind though. Cause I'm like, these are just fucking dudes. And he's like, yeah, I got like 7 guys. Fucking look at this army that I had 7 guys. Gus Fring had all these different fucking connections. He's so loaded and shit like that. And,
the way that he took out the like head cartel guy, though, that was awesome.
It was the best. Man.
Like where he literally poisoned the whole fucking party.
Because that's so funny too, because you have this, and that's what I'm saying, man. Fuck. That's why it's the greatest show of all time. Because literally, the main bad guy who if got killed at that moment, you'd be like, fuck yeah. Like if right before that fucking party happens and Walter and Gus get into a knife fight, or Jesse and him get into a knife fight and he kills Gus, you'd be like, fuck yeah, I hated that guy. And you root for him as he gets his revenge. And that's what just makes it this just all in. That's just such a good fucking show, man. Mike should not have died. I think we take that back.
Well, yeah, there's no reason that Walt should have taken him out. Like he was gone. Like,
he was gone. He was leaving the show. I'm going. There's and it's to
which I guess it is to have you have that feeling.
Okay, yes, and I get it. It is to kind of show that Walt is also the villain of the story. But imagine you don't do that, and then you get to have that anger and emotional experience when Hank dies.
Yeah,
feels better.
Well, that's like with Sons of Anarchy when they killed off Opie. Like there was one person that had to die in like a prison fight. Like it was 6-1, half dozen the other. 2 people had to go in, and one of them was not going to come out. And so like Opie did it instead of Jax going in, which obviously they're not going to put Jax in. But it was just like one of those scenarios where like you didn't have to kill off literally like the only redeeming character. Like.
Or you use it to build up something. Like, don't build up a prison guard that he's going to get his revenge on. Because you had the whole thing with, what was his name? Tig? It's been so long since I've seen this fucking show. This was the reason, because he had been, that's why because he killed old dude's daughter. Which all I'm saying, you kill my kid, I'm going to try to get as much revenge as I fucking can. Okay? I'm trying to get as much revenge as I can. So we also, once again, that's some pretty decent writing, though. You got to take a step back and realize who is in the wrong. Tig was in the wrong. Now, did his daughter deserve to die the way she did? No. Did Opie deserve to die in that? No. Because imagine once you get past this scenario, and that's the biggest gripe that's why people don't talk about Sons of Anarchy like they did Breaking Bad, is because Sons of Anarchy was, we meet an enemy, they do something bad, we conquer.
Yep.
We meet an enemy, they do something bad, we conquer. We meet an enemy, we do something bad, we conquer. And that's where, the biggest gripe with Breaking Bad is that right after you have the Gus Fring thing, it is, well, we follow the same line that we did with Tuco, and now, the build up to the cartel and everything, and Gus and all this shit. And then it felt like they had to rush to do one to build up a set of people. And then, because I'm sorry, the cartel versus a localized neo-Nazi group that I could go out and find right now. I could find 7 guys, okay? And I'd be like, all right, so we're going to conquer the cartel. They're all going to be like, what the fuck you mean? Man, fuck that shit. They're going to walk away. And this guy's fucking stupid.
Well, and then the girl that provides the poly, blah, 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 like, she's just gonna be like, oh yeah, redneck, come on, I'll work with you. Like, no, there, like, she was not wanting to be, like, she was ready to off literally everybody that was involved with her to get out of the game. But then she's just like, oh yeah, the little neo-Nazi group.
These guys look like they have it put together, and none of them will snitch on me when they're in a meth-fueled, when they're in a meth-fueled binge. And it's crazy, but also too, it
was a great show. Like, I mean, then we can Monday morning quarterback all we want.
That's what I'm saying. We are armchair quarterback, and that is exactly what this is. We have hindsight. We did not create a story, and that's a lot of, you could say, hey, like, this would have been cool, until you're blue in the face. You didn't make that fucking story, okay?
And it was great. Like, it was fantastic. And yes, are there some things that might have been done differently? Like, yes, could be, but it overall was it was good till the end. Like, it was great all the way through. Like, and we can pick it apart, but it was great. Like, even the way that it was played out.
Yeah, and just the Breaking Bad has that little tiny thing of where we're not even saying, hey, the story with the Nazis wasn't good. We just wondered why they took a step down from, the cartel to the Nazis. We're not saying that the whole thing was still not phenomenal. And that's why it's, one of the, if not the greatest show.
No, like, I think you could have made it more like the Germans, like the full conglomerate that was running the show. Like, because Gus was just one. Right, because
imagine you go from all these killers, like the cartel and shit like that, who's led by a Suit and Gus, to now you got like a council of fucking suits in the Germans.
Corporate leaders, yeah. The corporate leaders that are legit laundering all this money through all these businesses. And like that would have been a more believable, like, because that's one of the things is, like, as you move up, So, you know, at first they're fighting, you know, street level people, and then they make it up to Gus, and then they take him out. And then you should be going up, not like down on who is.
I guess in the believability aspect, I guess Walter would have never really taken it, you know, global and shit like that. So I guess having just like the little localized Nazi group from a guy that you got helping.
Yeah, but if you take out a guy like Gus, the people in like his bosses are going to be like, our whole fucking operation down the line's fucked right now, like because of that little shit.
Because of this guy, yeah.
Like, you pissant, and you know, squashed him. But
still the greatest show ever.
But yeah, we are sitting here brainstorming about something that was executed
already solved, yeah, and that's
executed excellently.
That's what you have to say too, is just anytime you criticize something, understand you had no part in making that story. Because I hate when people are like, you know, this is how I would have done it differently, and people are like, you're an artistic genius. No, the fuck you're not. You're dealing with a story that's already made, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna keep this part of the story because that was really good, but then this one I'm gonna change this one because this will be shut the fuck up. No, that's not how creativity works. Imagine like one of those React creators, okay, and it's like a really awesome video, and then at the end, bam, really good joke, and they're like, man, if that was like no. It's taking something that's already made, and then you're saying, hey, I would like to see this, which I'm saying also too, it's okay to criticize. It's okay to criticize. It's okay to say, hey, this is how I would have done things differently. But also you have to take that step back and say, I did not create this world. I didn't make none of this. Well,
and it's cool to like theorize about like other, like, I mean, it's like write your own ending to the story. And it's not that it wasn't good. Like that's the part that we need to keep emphasizing is it was great, so we need to maintain that. But you know, there are different ways that it could have went that would have been a cool story to watch too.
What's the lead writer for Breaking Bad? Fuck my life. What the fuck is his name?
I see his name like in my head in the credits
right
before
yeah
it every time, but I can't.
But also too, because part of me is thinking, you know, he probably went the whole Nazi route to kind of show how, you know, like he's going downhill, like he's fucking teaming up with like, you know, Slum and shit like that to try to get that kind of, and then when you think about it like that too, it's just like, I don't think, especially where we're at now, we couldn't make anything like that.
Well, he definitely, I guess that's a good way to look at it, is he was faltering. Like he wasn't on top of his game. He thought he was.
Yeah, he thought he was.
Everything was falling apart around him. Like his family was gone. Like Hank was finding out about him. Like everything was
like,
just
he took out
shit.
This nice suit and fucking Gus and everything like that, but now he's working with fucking neo-Nazis to try to keep this fucking his obsession alive of being and that's, God, see, fuck me.
Yep, we're wrong.
There's wrong. Nothing. Look, yeah. Look, people are gonna be mad about the earlier one, and then they're just like, why don't they see it? And it's like Mike sees it, and I'm like, fuck. And that's, man, it fucking sucks too, man, because I wanna get to that point. Like that's what I want. I want to be able to craft that kind of story and just be able to fucking, and it's hard. It's hard. Look, I talk a lot of shit about, you know, D&D, the writers of fucking Game of Thrones. They had some genuinely great scenes and stuff like that. And I do think that rushing it, everything and getting to a conclusion.
Well, see, I think with that though, the way that I haven't watched any of it, so I can't really speak specifically on it. But I think the way that you put it was they had the ability to adapt it to screen pretty good. And then once it became fully their baby, that's when they kind of fucked it up because it wasn't their world. They were kind of adapting it to make it fit the screen. Yeah. And then once they ran out of source material to like keep adapting, and they went their own way.
The moment the book's end when Jon Snow's pseudo dies. That's when the last book ends. After that, George R.R. Martin's like, this is how the story goes, yada, yada, yada. It's up to you guys. It's up to you guys. You're no longer on the book. So now they have to finish storylines. A big gripe that I get with people, and once again, it's people who fucking sit back and they watch something and they're saying, hey, I'm not making a story. They talk about the fast traveling. Once you have a world built and you have people traveling.
You don't need to watch them travel.
Huh?
You don't need to watch them.
You don't need to. No, you can have, the worst part is that they will go north to south to fucking, they'll go from like Winterfell to Dragonstone, whatever fucking it's all the way down here to fucking like, you know, the Iron Islands back, and then they'll go past the wall and back, and then they do it too fast. And I get that you don't want to rush things like that, and they were rushing because they were trying to get it concluded. I get that. You don't need all, because the first 5 seasons, like they have a lot of, if someone's traveling somewhere, it takes them a long time to get there. But also you got to wrap a fucking story up, because while that is great and you have the very political aspect of, you know, it's the dialogue and everything like that, you can't carry that on forever. There is, once Tywin dies, and Tywin is really like,
spoiler.
Yeah, well, if once again it's 10 years. If you haven't seen it, I'm fucking sorry. But he is kind of like the guy. There's many kings that arise and everything like that. It's very clear that he is like the guy. After he dies, it's time to start. It's time to start chugging on to that conclusion of what's going to go on with this. You do have like Dany and her whole thing going on. You got Cersei and her whole thing going on. But the biggest thing is that they're going to clash, okay? And then you got the White Walkers coming. So it's time to start building onto that. And you don't need a fuck ton of fast traveling. You don't need a fuck ton of you don't need a fuck ton of fast traveling. You don't need a fuck ton of traveling. What you need to do is now build a good, cohesive story about how all of this shit is going to come to a head. And as long as you worry about that, and you could take your time with the dialogue and everything, people are not going to be as... and I think that's the thing too, is you could have all that fast traveling if the story was good and it was going along well, and it wasn't just plotting and people just, you know, make a dick joke. So many dick jokes, bro. So many. Really? Yes, so many dick jokes. Literally the biggest season 8. Everybody's ready for it. Look, there's casual fans, super fans. Super fans were off put by 6 and 7, but they were still like, okay, this is the show. Season 8 completely ruined it. Season 8 started with a dick joke. Literally started with a dick joke.
A good thing, isn't it?
No, not when they've made 100. I need somebody to go through Game of Thrones and do a dick joke tally, because I guarantee you there's over 100. Over 100 dick jokes.
Across 8 seasons? I mean, that's not...
5 through 8. There's 100 dick jokes. Or 6 through 8. 3 seasons. I guarantee you there's 100 dick jokes.
Could you tell me one of them?
Oh, it's about a lot of like the eunuchs and shit not having dicks and shit. So it's not like, you know.
So they had Jack Sparrow in there.
Is he a eunuch?
No, he makes a joke about a eunuch.
Oh,
in one of the Caribbeans.
Jack Sparrow's a great character, and honestly, a great set of movies.
Yeah, no, Johnny Depp killed that character.
They did. It was
just epic.
You could never remake that character, because literally. It would have to be a different take of Jack Sparrow, like a depressed Jack. It cannot be the whimsical, sometimes serious, very goofy and dumb and wise at the same. Just an all-encompassing, like, this is a fucking guy who has like experience and stuff like that. He has cards up his sleeve. He'll never like really kind of truly be himself. You know, there's a deleted scene too. I think it was deleted. It might have been in the show, but what really got me into like this dude's a fucking like character is when the dude is talking about him not bringing the cargo back, and he goes, "People aren't cargo, mate." And I'm just like, see, like you fuck with that guy, but also it feels like a dude. Like that's why when people look at some of these characters that fucking people love, Captain Jack Sparrow just feels like a guy. He knows when he's fucked up. He knows when he's, you know, doing a good job. He tries to be, you know, slick. Sometimes he gets away with it, sometimes not. He's a fucking dude. Like, he's just a guy. So that's just I love it.
Those were great movies.
Fuck yeah. Well, I think the first 3, I don't think I've watched past that.
Was there, like, the first 3 I remember, but yeah.
I think there might have been a 4th and 5th one. I can't remember. I know.
I think they were supposed to be doing one, but then that whole, like, Amber situation, I think stopped it. Where Disney dropped him after all that trial and stuff was going on.
Yeah, I think the Amber Heard situation is weird because it is showing the worst of 2 people. Yeah. All right. When you have a situation like that, it shows none of the good. And I don't know how much of the good there could ever be that makes up for shitting in a man's bed. Okay. But dog, it's in a relationship. Honestly, They both hit each other at different points. They both did things to each other.
Well, I think that's
I don't
the
think
part.
it should fuck with anybody's career though. Like your career should still be, if there's a movie, because now if there's a movie and Amber Heard's in it, God, I'm not watching that. They fucking cat. Just watch. Is it a good movie? Shut the fuck up. I don't like Amber Heard. I love the whole trial where, you know, Johnny Depp made her look stupid. It's a relationship. You're getting the worst of two people. That's it. During a trial like that, that's heavily publicized, all you are doing is seeing the worst. Yeah. And it's two actors who are away from each other dealing with all that weird Hollywood shit. You've heard about the weird Hollywood shit. My thing is, shut the fuck up and make some movies, dog. Like, because this is going nowhere. Y'all are still going to make movies afterwards. But yeah, the up in arms, I believe, was because of Johnny Depp losing the role for that. And then coming to find out he was the least evil out of the two evils. So,
yeah, no, that was, I think the hardest part with any of those, you know, when they have footage or audio and it always starts like mid argument, like where the argument's going on, or no, I think with hers, I can't remember, but like basically, you know, you don't get to hear how it started, like what was said, what you did to like actually get the thing going, and then you're just like, oh, he's being an asshole now, hit record, and because now you've got them all fired up and you know what's going to happen. Like, not, you know, hitting anybody is not okay, but like what I'm getting at is like she knows how to push his buttons, so she pushes his buttons, and once it's going, it's like record. He's a monster. He's just yelling at me, and I didn't do anything.
So terrible.
Like,
yeah.
And I think that's kind of how it played out. Was all of it was pretty much setups that she was antagonizing him and getting him to lose his shit. But she was crazy too, like
infinitely more crazy.
Yeah.
If they were both just crazy fucking people. Which, god damn it, when he puts on the mermaid wig or something like that, you know, the audio, and he's like, oh, I'm a mermaid. Just like teasing, bro. Like, I look at that, I'm like, that's some shit out. But yeah, I just watch a fucking movie, man. Like, there's going to be people that are exactly like Amber Heard, that you don't know they're like Amber Heard because you never heard of them. You didn't hear about their relationships and stuff like that. Yeah, because you've never heard of them. Just watch the fucking movie, man. I'm just getting tired of people getting so up in arms about an actor, how they look or how they act or whatever. And they're like, oh, they're not fit for this role and shit like that. So I'm not watching anything ever they watch again. That poor girl that got cast in that fucking, what is it? It's based off the video game. It has Pedro Pascal in it.
I don't know.
Your daughter plays it, dude. With the fucking mushroom people?
The mushroom? Oh, Last of Us?
Yes, Last of Us.
Okay.
I was like, your daughter plays the game. But yeah, Last of Us. That girl that they cast for it, oh man, they rip her to shreds in every fucking thing. She is a pretty good actress, whatever, actor. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say actor for everybody.
Yeah, that's
fuck.
I think
fuck,
that's
yeah,
the
fuck
new
NPC.
That's the new woke term. Is actor for everybody.
Is it really?
I think so.
Also, I was being woke anyway. Yeah,
Yep.
Shut the fuck up. Actor persons of color.
Person who acts.
Person who acts of color. And sexual orientation. It's so hard to keep up with all these goofy ass fucking terms. Especially when there's no air of maliciousness behind the words.
You need to read this.
I need to learn.
Do better.
And because I didn't start off learning, after you learn, I need you to fucking kill yourself. That's so funny that's the joke for Two Daddies Judging Baddies and not Mike and Dylan Hate Drama.
Because we get into the trigger warning.
Oh yeah, we get into the trigger warnings, and they always end with "you gotta learn," and then kill yourself. But yeah, man, they just anything she's
what
in,
they rip her for.
Oh my god, because they say that she shouldn't have been cast for
the girl.
Yeah,
character.
I watched the first season. Listen,
I haven't watched it yet.
That gay episode. Oh yeah, you know. Hey, it is that gay episode. Right. It's literally 100% about dude and dude romance. From the start of the episode to the end of the episode, one of the most beautiful fucking stories that has ever been told to me I don't know how that episode didn't win every goddamn award there was at any fucking award show, because that singular episode was better than the whole series, and it's just one story being told about just can I tell you the story, or are you gonna watch it?
I might watch it.
Okay, I don't want to spoil it for you. It is. Am I tripping here? Because it's Nick Offerman. You know, he plays Ron on Parks and Rec, and he is. I think his name's Bill in it. I don't know how much of the video games you know, but he's Bill in the video games, I think. It's about him meeting a man, and I'm telling you, it's gay. It's gay. Like it's all gay. There's no point where you get a break from the gayness. You're just in a gay world for as long as that episode runs. One of the most beautiful stories I've ever one of the most just best shot, great dialogue, the whole fucking episode. And then there's people that's like, oh, we shouldn't have episodes like, because you're a fucking monkey. That's why. You're a fucking monkey with a smooth brain. It doesn't matter that it's guy and guy. That doesn't fucking matter. You fucking smooth brain fucking titty lobster. That was a beautiful fucking story. If they could have somehow done that with a guy and a woman, it was good. It doesn't matter that it's, two guys. And the fact that it is two guys, like, people look at it through a different fucking...
Was it super graphic? Like, were they making out all the time?
No.
So then what the fuck do you care?
It was just it was a love story, man. And it was just good. It was fucking great. It was, like I said, I might have to go back and watch the episode, but I remember watching the episode in real time when the episode came out, and I was like, that was fucking amazing.
And turn you gay.
And then looking at the comment section and people being like, wow, what fucking waste of an episode. Wasted my life watching that fucking episode. Why'd it have to be gay? They're pushing their gay agenda on us. It's just a story, man, that they just told, and it was good. Shut the fuck up. I can't fucking stand people, man. I can't stand people. It's just like some people are just so, I don't know, just almost this like Christian alpha fucking new direction centric. And they just are in a way just becoming the biggest snowflakes. I thought liberals were fucking snowflakes, couldn't handle jokes and shit like that. Bro, these boys can't handle fucking nothing. Can't handle can't handle me saying goddamn. Shut the fuck up, man. You think a God that's omnipotent gives a fuck that I'm saying goddamn? He does not.
Yeah,
he does not.
You're burning
a lion does
fire.
not concern themselves with the opinions of a sheep, which they stole from Game of Thrones, but still.
Sheep, not what is it? Lions, not sheep is a clothing brand out there now.
I wonder if that was started before or after Game of Thrones,
I don't know.
because I never made that fucking connection.
I saw a hat the other day. I was like, I haven't seen that out in the wild, but saw it for the first time.
Because when did he say that? He had to say it that was in 2011. A lion does not concern himself with the opinions of a sheep. And man, I feel like that's when we started seeing those goddamn Facebook memes. So Tywin Lannister started this whole goddamn thing. I just thought of that. If I saw lions, not sheep, I'd be like, Game of Thrones fan?
That's funny.
I'm not gonna think that you're like ultra Republican and just like you're fucking so unsure of your masculinity that you got to be like, I am a man, like I am a lion, that's what I am. I'm not gay. I don't have gay thoughts. I don't think about dicks all the time. I don't want to suck a dick. I never said I did. Okay, I'm a lion. I'm a man. That's what it feels like, bro. When you say lions, not sheep, like dudes that try to be like overt, that's what it feels like. It's just like, oh man, I'll fight people. I don't care. I'm a man. I care about God and man and not sucking dick. It's not good to suck dick. That's what Dad said right after he made me suck his dick. It's not good to do that. So I die. It's not gay because we're family, okay? I'm a man. It's just, bro, shut the fuck up, dog. That's what it just feels like that, man. Like, I get it. Gay people got super annoying, dog. Like, they got super fucking annoying. That's cool. But now it feels like we can't. They built up too high. You know what I'm saying? Going for a little bit too much.
But I don't think it's the gay people. I think it's the environment around it became
really
so
the media
yes.
pushing the dramatics of it.
Because none of my friends that are gay were any different at all.
No,
like everything was still exactly the same.
Weren't giving a fuck about pronouns.
It was some people on social media and then the actual media itself. And it was like, you have to do better. No.
It was the dramification, which I get. It was annoying, man. But then it came down, and now we have this annoying masculinity thing. Yeah, the swing against it. I just want it to come the fuck down, man. If you bring up, if there's a rainbow, if I posted a picture of a rainbow that had a rainbow in it,
Mike went, whoa.
99.9% of the comments are going to be about the goddamn rainbow, dog. You can't even like rainbows no more, bro. Can't wear tie-dye. because they're like, that's gay. Where our brains are so fucking Neanderthal that I don't know, man. Maybe the COVID vaccine, they just wanted to just kill people. The ones that were like, I believe in science. I don't know. I don't know. The government's like 10 steps ahead. I'm trying to figure this chessboard out because I thought, why would you want to kill the people who listen to you? But then you got people that literally you could just make them angry by showing them a rainbow. I want control of those people. I don't give a fuck if they got guns. You know how easy it is to control those people? You show them a goddamn rainbow, they get angry. Fuck
Triggered.
me. Now I gotta go get my heart checked out.
That's going to be the trigger that I'll put in this episode is trigger warning rainbows.
It's so stupid, man. Both sides are so stupid.
But we'll leave that alone.
Yeah, we'll leave that. I'm not going to get into politics. We talk about movies and stuff like that. We have fun.
Yeah, it was a good episode.
It was a good episode. Next episode, we'll talk about.
Don't say it unless you're going to do it. Because the last episode, you promised we were going to have this thing about the worst horror movies, and we're not doing that.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
2 episodes deeper.
Listen, you get what you get, okay? I'm sorry. You get what you get, and it's probably not even fucking entertaining, but it's just two guys talking, and that is goddamn that's a podcast, okay? That is a podcast. It's two dudes who nobody should be listening to, whose words should not have an impact on your emotions at all.
It's all fun.
Talking into a mic for an hour, 2 hours, and just shooting the shit. But listen, guys, we love you so much, and I don't know. Don't get mad at rainbows, all right? Don't get mad at rainbows. Man, God, I'm sorry, but it's like the gay liberal crowd, dog. They can handle anything now. It's like they could take a fucking joke, and it's the party flip, man. It's the party flip of, Democrats hated Big Pharma, Republicans didn't. They were all for it, and then they switched that up, and now they switch it up to where Republicans cannot. They will cancel you, dog. They will call so you will lose your job. The government's good like that, and they'll flip you as much as they want to. They don't care which side you're on. They'll flip you over, keep fucking you some more, all right? And you gotta realize that you're being fucked, or guess what? You'll continue to get fucked. Bye.
Later.